and welcome to Conspiracy Boulder.
You're not a boulder, you're a rock!
Just in, Waco Bikers vs Baltimore RIOTERS. Who would win? Viewers have asked how the Waco Bikers would fare versus the Baltimore RIOTERS. No, not in a contest of violence, but a media contest for fair, level, and impartial coverage. Well, the results are in. Let's check out just the facts, shall we? Fact: the Baltimore incident involved tens of thousands of people and only around 200 arrests, a tiny fraction of the people at the scene. The Waco Texas Twin Peaks incident involved a small group fighting yet yielded 170 arrests, virtually all the bikers at the scene. Let's look at Baltimore first. Fact: tens of thousands of people in Baltimore rioted and looted, and destroyed millions of dollars worth of property. They created terror and mayhem. Fact: 144 vehicles were set on fire including police vehicles. There were arson and fires at a staggering 60 buildings, rampant looting, and untold numbers of violent beatings and attacks of innocent bystanders. Fact: over 285 businesses were damaged to the tune of about $9 million. Yet there was little if no labeling by the old-fashioned media. No profiling. No name-calling and guilt by association. The old-fashioned media did not refer constantly to the Baltimore participants as looters, rioters, unruly mobsters, criminals, felons, arsonists, outlaws, dangerous lunatics, berserkers, destroyers, reckless endangerers, or crazed hoodlums. No, instead, the old-fashioned media referred to the Baltimore participants mostly as groups of people, and protesters exercising their right to free speech. And these protesters were actively protected, from the cars and other things going on. And Baltimore also gave those who wished to destroy, space to do that as well. Or at least that's the way the mayor of Baltimore put it. Listen for yourselves.
I worked with the police and instructed them to do everything that they could to make sure that the protesters were able to exercise their right to free speech. While we tried to make sure that they were protected from the cars and the other things that were going on, we also gave those who wished to destroy space to do that as well.
Baltimore faced long days and nights of near-constant mayhem and chaos and violence and destruction and arson and beatings and robberies and looting. Along the way, the mob injured at least 20 police officers, 6 of them seriously. And not a peep from the old-fashioned media. No real condemnation. No labeling. No judgment before trial. No guilty until proven innocent. No outrage. Not much at all in the way of swaying public opinion against the perpetrators or tainting the participants. Good God. I just heard Benjamin Franklin rolling in his grave. Now over to Waco, Texas. How very, very, very different. Fact: there were a lot of bikers at a Twin Peaks restaurant. Almost looked like any motorcycle charity run was underway, scores of motorcycles parked in neat rows. Fact: the militarized police SWAT unit with a reported 18 fully armed officers, was lying in wait, in anticipation of some unspecified potential trouble. Fact: gunfire erupted. There are conflicting reports what started it. A push. A look. A parking spot dispute. Whatever. Fact: the police started shooting people that were shooting other people. Fact: 9 bikers were shot and died. Fact: damage to property seems to have been limited to bullet holes in nearby cars, motorcycles, and buildings. Fact. Not one civilian was hurt. Not one civilian was injured. Not one civilian was killed. Fact. Not one police officer was hurt or injured. Fact. Waco didn't protect the bikers from cars or other things that were going on. Fact. Waco didn't give the bikers who wished to destroy space to do that as well. Fact. Almost every biker involved or in the vicinity was arrested. Fact. The arrests of the 170 people present at the scene couldn't have gone more civilly. No reported cases of misbehavior as the arrested were slowly processed in a painfully orderly fashion. Not an iota of the chaos that the Baltimore rioters exhibited. Yet the media immediately started off with the name-calling and labeling. The central message was that bikers are dangerous outlaws and criminals. The people under arrest were labeled outlaw bikers, criminals, gang members, and the like. Maybe. Maybe not. But what a remarkable contrast to the way the Baltimoreans were coddled by the old-fashioned media, even as they rioted, and looted, and robbed, and destroyed for days. Very obvious. Very twisted. Think about it. So to answer the question, how would the Waco Bikers fare versus the Baltimore rioters? It seems that the police would be waiting, would shoot at bikers, then all the bikers left alive would be arrested, held on $1 million bond, and charged with engaging in organized crime in relation to capital murder. Extraordinarily serious charges indeed. On the contrary, most of the Baltimore rioters would be left alone, a tiny percentage would be arrested, many of those would be quickly released, and charges would be leveled against only a handful. In the meanwhile, countless acts of felonies, related violence, arson, and upwards of $9 million worth of property damage would be swept under the carpet. Oh wait. That's exactly what did happen. Final score. Baltimore rioters 1. Waco Bikers 0. Conspiracy Boulder News will return after this break.